Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, my name is Magic Bumbun and I'm here to give you your tarot reading for what it is that you need to know for this full moon in Pisces happening September 10th. Okay, so we're going to be using these three decks here. I'll talk over about these and show the crystals better in just one moment. I would just like to remind everyone that I do host a group ritual that includes candle magic that takes place the night of the full moon, and I do live here on YouTube. It's an unlisted video, so you only get the link if you sign up and secure your spot on my Ko-fi, which the link and all of that will be in the description box below. I do a live reading here for the collective using tarot and oracle combination of the two to get into a message that happens that night. You do not have to be present in order to receive the magic, or you can watch the reading later. The live will still be there. If you're watching it the day afterwards or days, it doesn't matter. You'll have an access to the link if you secure your spot on my website. Okay, so just putting that out there, we're going to be harnessing that power of Pisces to deepen the connection with the divine, develop psychic power, or heighten intuitive powers, better understand or to hold space for emotions, trying to draw in more rest, sweet dreams, divine energy, protection, boosts creativity by releasing roadblocks, cleanse the energy, and bringing in more peace. Okay, more peace and rest. Okay, we're using this full moon energy. If it sounds interesting to you, or you would like to know more about the group full moon rituals, please see the description box below, and there'll be a little bit of information in there, but I have a link there that takes you to my Ko-fi page, my shop page, which more details of how the ritual works will be listed there. Okay, if you have any questions, you can also leave me a comment and I will do my best to answer those. Okay. All right, so what we have here is our three piles. We have pile number 1, and I'm just going to show you the crystals. They're just here just to help select a deck. If you want to go by crystals, you know, I'll also kind of like have them like here. I just kind of matched them by color. I thought, you know, obviously this deck, the black and red one, this is a new tarot deck for me. This is the horror tarot. This crystal was perfect for it. And then we have deck number 2, or pile number 2, which is just like, I think this is a clear quartz. I'm sorry, my autofocus will not. There we go. Oh, it was there for just a second, but it's pretty clear. And just a warning with this one, now you might think it doesn't fit with the dark, you know, the horror deck here and the dark woods tarot that is right here, but this deck is quite large. It is more, it's a little more intense, so it has its own, if you know, I haven't used it for social media yet, and the reasoning behind it is that it has a lot of extra cards. It is all still tarot cards. I decided to combine them because you can swap them out. I decided to keep them all in this deck here, and that also means there's 3 tower cards in here, there's 3 star cards, there's, I think, 2 or 3 magician cards, and there's some double minor arcana cards in there. I think there's like 2 cups, knight of cups or whatnot, so and maybe 2 like knight of swords. I just, it's off the top of my head right there. So there are duplicates in this deck, so you can have one reading with like multiple towers or multiple high priestess in this deck here. So if you don't like that idea, if you don't like the idea, you just want one, do not pick this one here. But if you're like, hey, I want to give this a try and you want to see how this deck works and we'll see how it goes, then pile number 2 is what you're looking for there. Okay, and then like I said a little bit before, we've got deck number 3. This is the Dark Woods Tarot, and yes, the artist behind both of these 2 decks is one and the same, one of my favorites. So I thought, you know what, we're starting in September, have that energy of a little bit of, I know it's still hot out, but you know, still fall energy into here. So you know, I was like, why not? Let's bring this in here. It seemed the right thing to do. The energy felt right. Okay, so if you're new here, if you've already done these readings, you've been here with me, you already know what to do. Let me explain for those who might be new here. So what you'll do is that you can pause the video at any time if you need time selecting which deck you would like to go with. You can pause the video, take a few deep cleansing breaths, you know, and really do, you know, don't think too hard on it. If you just want to go with left or right or middle, if you like the number 1 or 2 or 3, you can go with that either. If you want to go by the colors, like red's your favorite color, then go with this. Whatever calls to you, that's how you can pick your deck. Once you've made your selection, you can go to the description box and it will say deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, or sometimes it says like card or pile. Either way, it'll say 1, 2, and 3, and there'll be a timestamp. It'll be in blue. It should be in blue. A timestamp, you can click that and it will fast forward to your reading. So in case, like, let's say you picked deck number 3 and you wanted to pass by these two, you can just click that timestamp and it will fast forward you to your reading so you don't miss it, and then you don't have to figure out where it is in the video. Okay, thank you so much for being here with me. Again, please make sure you just check out in the description box a little bit more about the information about that full moon in Pisces group ritual. I'd love to have you there with me if you would like to join in for it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, thank you so much, and I will catch you in just a moment for your reading. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. All right, I'm going to take the crystal that came with this deck here for the choice. I'm going to just stick it in the corner right there so it is present, and we're going to get started with your reading to find out what it is that Spirit would like you to know for this full moon in Pisces, this dream-like state, this fantasy realm, emotional state of being. We're going to start with the tarot, and then we're going to bring in some supporting oracles afterwards, okay? So we're going to touch base first with the tarot, and then bring in more oracle. Okay, what does Spirit want you to know? What does the universe want you to know? Okay, for this full moon in Pisces, let's find out. We have 8 of Wands. So first up is 8 of Wands, wanting momentum, wanting to get things going. This is where you're currently at. Could be wanting change. Then we have 5 of Cups. This is just one card. Okay, making sure there wasn't one hiding behind it. So then we have 5 of Cups. This could be trying to just get over like an emotional loss, grief and sorrow, like not holding space for it, so this Pisces, this full moon in Pisces could be a very emotional one, because maybe you're trying to get over these emotions quicker versus being able to like hold space for them. Like you don't have to attach them, but you just need to acknowledge it. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So first up we have the 8 of Wands. I'm just double checking, and this is really pretty, but as you can see through the camera, it's super shiny. So we have the 8 of Wands, 5 of Cups, and then the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so we're seeing 2 8s being brought into here. 8s can be related to magic. It can be related to trying to have balance. And then we have, oh, exactly what I thought it was. 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Okay. Very emotional timing for you, pile number 1. So we definitely have a theme right away about wanting to leave, wanting to get going. There's something missing in your life and you want to find it. You're not seeing happiness or bliss. So especially with these 10 of Cups in reverse, it's like a cycle that you want to come to an end, like a grieving cycle that you're like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this boredom. Also with the 8 of Pentacles, it is about that boredom. It's about like, wanting to move beyond of like daily activities, the mundane. You're bored of it. You're bored with this life. You're waiting for a new. And then we have the Ace of Wands, which isn't that really, I love that bright vivid red, but we have the Ace of Wands being present here. So we go from like starting with fire, and it's like where you have all of these emotions, all of these like these thoughts of like boredom, the mundane, like the material world, like it's daily tasks that do not longer excite you. And then you have passion coming into here. You have the Ace of Wands saying, open yourself to a new passion project, to something that will ignite your fire. Have you dug in deep enough to burn away the old, to welcome in the new? That within this grief and sorrow, make actually burn you into an anger, a form of anger that you can actually build an empire from. Anger is a very strong emotion as well, and you can see what you can create from it. Then we have the star. So we have some Aquarius energy being brought into here with the power of the star. So trying to see things from a new perspective, even though things are feeling quite hopeless, you're not finding the answers that you want, that you seek. Again, this message here in this row alone is about trying to find something that is missing, and you may not know what it is. That could also be the grieving process. You're not being seen, you're not seeing it, you're not connecting with the divine. Imagine this as well with the star sign. We have it's an Ouija board that's right there. I'm trying to see if my camera's not going to play nicely today, I think, but it's a board where it's like, you know, you're trying to communicate, you're trying to find answers, you're trying to ask yes or no questions, and you're not getting the answers you choose. Then we have the Four of Swords. We finally have a sword coming into here, but this is about having rest. This is about having an issue with having rest. There could be a lot of guilt of, like, you do the same tasks day by day by day. Do you realize if you're burnt out? You could also always be on the move, that you are burnt out, but you don't realize it yet. You don't think this is burnt out. You don't feel like, oh, well, I can't be burnt out. I don't do enough. And like that right there is something that you need to cut out. You have to realize that even just existing can be enough. It could be a trial, that you need to have rest, to rest the mind and not to overthink it. Think about the simple joys in life with that Ace of Wands coming into here, the simple joys that could be illuminated with this full moon in Pisces. That's too many cards. With this full moon in Pisces. Oh, that's just one. Perfect. King of Cups. I will show that one. Okay, and the card at the bottom of it is the Seven of Wands. I'm going to put the Seven of Wands right there. Put the rest of the deck here. So we have the King of Cups. I think it's the only, yes, it is the only court card that is currently present, and the King of Cups is related to Scorpio energy. Now, of course, with the King of Cups, it can also be associated with both Cancer and Pisces energy, but I do attune it personally in my readings to that of Scorpio, the fixed sign of Scorpio, trying to bring stability. And also with, I'm going to hold them up right while we talk about them. It's such a beautiful, come on, wonderful card. I wish my autofocus. Get my hand out of there. There we go. I want you to be able to see this one. Of all the cards, this one is for sure the one I want you to be able to see, and probably for obvious reasons. Anyways, so when I'm talking about this, the King of Cups is the king of artistry, passions, a muse, an inspiration. They know how to like master their talents and to exceed by that. I'm also seeing with this someone who's very artistic. It could be in writing, it could be with painting, drawing, and this is very critical to Pisces, because this is what Pisces is at the core, the energy that you want to harness, that you want to use. You may be feeling like your talents are giving you grief, like you just want your talents to exceed beyond expectations, and it's like it always starts with the first step, a first passion. You need to have patience for yourself, and it could be just like, hey, you know what, if you're kind of getting sick of doing this daily task or this with the Eight of Pentacles, it's always like doing this, like you're working on the same project. Like in this case right here, you would say someone's trying to carve the perfect, you know, pentacle into the tree branch, or into the tree itself, you know. And that would be, you've seen this card in a different tarot deck. It's usually someone who's just trying to carve perfect pentacle shapes over and over and over again until they get it right. And it's about the journey, it's not about the destination. And this is where we're having to see this right here. I remember, like, it's you wanting to go, and you might actually physically want to get out of your spot. You want to be able to have a new environment, something that's more inspirational to you, because you don't see your blessings, you don't see the beauty that is currently around you. And that's how you're going to do this. And for some of you with this Four of Swords, this is about having dreams. This is about having like a place of fantasy. You might need to read something to inspire you. Get a good book out there, as we see words on the page here. And another thing with this Seven of Wands, this is the crowning card. This is the energy that kind of pulsates pulses behind the rest of the deck being present here. The Seven of Wands is about someone who is defending their right to be here. They're defending their projects. They're defending, like, you know, they feel like they have to defend their spot, that they have worked hard to be here and they deserve to be here, but they feel like they have to push other people away out of everything they've climbed so no one pushes them out of their spot. Normally this would be on the top of a hill and someone, you know, guarding against other staffs and wands trying to take that spot. In this portrayal, it's more of like protecting your space, protecting and like having to show your worth. And it's like, who are you trying to show your worth to? Are these the illusions that surround you? Because Pisces is ruled by, the modern ruler is Jupiter, or not Jupiter, sorry, that's traditional. Modern is Neptune. I was just thinking, I'm like, remember, Jupiter was traditional. Jupiter would be more of expanding upon your dreams, growing bigger dreams, which, you know, that's still, people still do use traditional, and that's totally valid. And in this case as well, we're also talking about Neptune, though, being the modern ruler of Pisces. And because we're seeing a lot of illusions, we're seeing a lot of needing to break free of illusions. Like, it's okay to escape into fantasy, but making sure it doesn't consume you, right? That you know when you need to stop. That you know when you need to stop. You need to know, you know when you need to put down the book, put down, you know, the game, to deal with things that are in reality, okay? So we're seeing that pattern into here, and actually we're going to bring in some oracles for sure. Because what's really good about full moons is that they're really good to banish energy. And I'm seeing someone who might be comparing yourself to others. You feel like you need to start something new. You need to start something new that you're passionate about, that you're wanting to give up, something that you've worked so hard for. And that's where we're seeing like kind of like that cycle of grief. You're tired of having to start over and over again, because consistency is an issue, because you don't like to stay on the same path that you have been traveling. You're ready to move on to the next phase. And if you don't reach that in what you consider to be successful because you're comparing your journey to somebody else, that's where things become an issue. You don't need to compare your journey to others. And I feel like that's like, you know, yeah, that should make sense to a lot of people. That should be common sense, you know, compare your own journey to yourself. But this is just a friendly reminder. These are your dreams. Take a day of rest. Get lost in a book and like schedule it out for yourself. And we're seeing that keen come in here, that keen energy of just like, you know what, have to be more adaptable, more flexible. Allow your passions to guide you. Allow this energy to guide you before you're able to move on to the next phase. You know, we don't see, besides that 10, which is like kind of like the heart of the matter, you wanting that bliss, you wanting to seek fulfillment, that love, that desire, that passion, that, you know, when we've seen fire and water being put together, that steam, right? That steam that can be brought in. I'm gonna grab these cards while I keep talking. One of the favorites, the surrender deck, so we can talk about what it is that you surrender for this full moon in Pisces in order to receive more blessings. Some of you might also be feeling like you're having an issue connecting with the divine, and it's because the divine is trying to send you messages via your dreams, and you need to have a good night's sleep. You need to prepare for bed. You need to be able to give yourself the time to dream and to write down your dreams. And if you feel like you don't remember your dreams, I would just more think of like when you're kind of like lose yourself in thought. When you lose yourself in thought, what is it that you fantasize about? What is it, the message that you're getting and receiving for that? You know, what do you daydream about? Definitely need to hold space for those grieving emotions. We have surrender, defensiveness. That card right there. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. This is just being more open to change, being more flexible, says the King of Cups when he's in reverse. Like the fixed signs with the Scorpio being behind that, it is that deep emotion, it's that secrets, it's the mysteries being brought to light, with the Ace of Wands being right above it, bringing that to light. And it could be deep, dark desires that your subconscious has wanted you to know, but you needed to rest on it. You needed to meditate in order to have this. It's like those illusions from Neptune that are being broken, that you're now becoming more aware of. Realizing when you were putting those judgments on yourself, and it's because now you've realized, because you were judging your journey from somebody else's perspective. Because what you're seeing here with the eight of cups, I was gonna say pentacles, I'm like, no, pentacles is up there. 8 of cups right here is someone, like, the cups aren't broken, they're just traveling through the night. They're traveling and they're moving. They don't know why things don't, like, this is the answer that they're looking for. They don't know what's missing, but they want to go on the journey to find out. And this is your journey. This is something that you don't need to rush towards the ending for. Enjoy the time it takes you to get to this point. Okay, surrender to setting limits. It's healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. This is also telling yourself no. Like, if you can't do something, you're like, I don't have the time for this. Like, no, I can't do it now. And to not always try to constantly, which this actually fits perfectly, to constantly, like, be like, oh, well, like, this isn't, I mean, compromise. No is no. Don't try to be like, well, I can't do it right now, but I can do it later. And it's like, when we see the 10 of cups sometimes is portrayed with like a happy family. It could be a happy family, like in the photo, at least it's like 2 adults and 2 children dancing under, I think, like a rainbow. And this is obviously just a different portrayal of, like, the blood of life being poured into here. But what we're talking about, this is like the domestic life, or like your home life is like, it's in reverse. And it's like someone in your home might be pushing their boundaries with you. And then we're seeing a lot of this grief, especially if you're not feeling well or you're not doing well. You can't see the blessings that are around you. You can't see the new opportunities just yet. You're having a lot of challenges of seeing, like, what has spilt, that you don't see something else that's like compassion. Like I said, there could be a lot of sadness, and with that sadness you can release that into anger, and like you can use your anger to be like, I will never be in this situation again. What do I need to do in order to fix this? That could be something that comes to you under this full moon for some of you. And I say for some of you because this is still a general reading, so some of the reading may resonate with you and some of it may not, and that's okay. Just disregard that and only hold on. Don't, like, try to force it to fit into your life. Don't try to be like, well, does this fit, blah blah blah. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's fine. It was for somebody else. Okay. And then we have surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. This correlates specifically with, like, surrendering to no. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Making sure my mic was okay. Okay, sorry. Again, heard something weird. Being able to say no to things, okay? Let's see. We are going to bring in at least one card, a message from the mermaid. Sorry, I was still looking around me because it was like a weird flickering, like, sound. I was just making sure, like, my lights are okay, my mic wasn't flicking in and out, like, because it lights up. I have a mic that lights up. Some of you have seen it on stream before, and I was just worried that somehow I was losing power. I don't know how else to explain the sound I was hearing. Okay, so let's find out what message from the mermaids. I figured mermaids would be really great because we're dealing with Pisces energy, the deep oceans, like, definitely reflected with this card here. Go with the flow. Going with the flow. Letting things take its own course. Not needing everything to always be so structured either. Like I said, if you need to rest, you need to rest. Pisces energy is also very associated with taking naps and having your dreams, like listening to your dreams, getting downloads in your dreams. And then we have abundance. Oh, I can see. Okay, I can see what was happening. There's a cord that's behind my computer here that was quietly, but not so quietly, falling further and further against the wall. So it was like making a weird noise. Okay, sorry. Mystery solved. Okay, so abundance, having abundance of prosperity, having abundance of love, of self-love, of support. The abundance can mean a lot of things. In this card, it definitely portrays like abundance of material goodness, and this could be a sign for things that you're working towards being sent your way. Okay? Excuse me. All right, let's do some self-care cards. Self-care cards are really great for inspiration. Also, I was just thinking, like, it's a simple message as this: if you go with the flow, abundance will follow. If you surrender the habit of people pleasing, abundance will follow. Surrendering to setting limits. Abundance can also mean time, having the time to work on your passions, to revitalize your rituals, so that it doesn't seem so dull, so mundane when you're trying to do these things. You're revitalizing them. Okay, so self-care is really great for you to do. It could be inspiration. You can do this on the night of the full moon if you want to pre-plan this. This video should definitely be out way before the full moon happens, so you have time to plan. This could, like I said, you could do one card, you could do none of them. It just could be inspiration, whatever you feel like doing with these self-care cards. Okay, got a few here. Deep breathing. So some deep breathing exercises could be really great for you. Embracing. Also, this could be helping you to connect with the divine, is having those moments of deep breathing. Soak in a bath. Pretty wonderful for Pisces, for that water sign of Pisces. We have with that King of Cups energy, needing to soak in a bath, or just like maybe get a pedicure, light some candles, have crystals around you, throw flowers in the water, and have a nice wonderful ritual bath. Perfect for a Pisces or any of the water signs, to be completely honest. And then sync with the moon. In this way, we see it where it's not just, like a strong calling to sync with like the full moon, the new moon, just like on those nights. It's sync with the moon as in the phases. Like we all go through cycles. We see things that need to come to an end. Like the way you view your blessings or what is around you, those views will come to an end after like having a good night's sleep. Like accepting that so that you may have rest, so that you don't have to worry about things you can no longer control, and you're trying to take in charge more of your emotions, honoring your emotions, and setting it so other people can't come in. Especially with this card in reverse as well, it could be wanting to move away from someone who you may consider as an energy vampire. Someone who comes in and, just after they're gone, you're like, I'm tired, I need to go to bed, but I have work to do. And then you feel guilt because you're like, I want to work, but I can't work because, that sort of stuff. Okay. All right, I am going to end this reading with a card from here. These are similar. They're kind of like little affirmations. Just some wise words or some words you need to hear for this full moon in Pisces. I appreciate you being here for this whole reading. Let me know if this reading resonated with you, or if it didn't. That's absolutely fine. And again, just as a friendly reminder, please make sure to check out the full moon group ritual I'm hosting for this full moon in Pisces. Remember, in the description box will be a link to the Ko-fi if you would like and are interested in securing your spot for this wonderful moon magic. Okay? What wise words do you need to hear from the universe? We have, which is beautiful, trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. I didn't think my camera autofocused in there for a second. I did not even bother looking. I was just about to do this, and then I looked up and I ruined it. It focused in for a second. But we have trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. And it could just be, like I said, love for yourself. Like I said, for some of you, it's going to be anger. You're going to feel angry after this grief. And it may drain you. This anger may drain you. And it's like, okay, if you're angry, acknowledge your anger. Like, don't take your aggression and anger out on somebody else. But you need to be aware of that so that we don't have this like crabby sign of the cups, coming out. This someone who's highly manipulative and emotional, in the way of like, they're not honoring their emotions. They're taking it out on everybody else because they refuse to see their emotions, okay? So that's all that I have for you today, and I hope you have a wonderful full moon in Pisces experience. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2, for those brave enough to see which cards you get from this huge deck. Alright, I'm going to take the crystal that I associated with this deck right here. I'm going to pop it over here in the corner, and let's get to shuffling. Alright, so we're going to start with some tarot, and then we're going to bring in some oracle afterwards. Please excuse the shuffling for this one. It's a beast, and I've got some tiny hands, so I try my best to shuffle this deck to the best of my abilities. So that's why I'll be doing it a few times to make sure it's properly shuffled as well. Okay, so Spirit, what does pile number 2 need to know for this full moon in Pisces energy? What do you need to let go? What challenges may be blocking you? And what can you do to overcome these challenges? What is it that you need to know? What is the message? What is the message? Pile number 2. Okay. We ready? You ready for this? I don't know if you're ready. Am I ready for this? Okay, we'll be ready for this together. It's okay, it's okay. Nothing can hurt me in this tarot deck. It's okay. It's okay. The Tower, I know everyone hates, like, quote unquote, hates the Tower, hates the Devil, that sort of cards, 3 of Swords. But it's okay. We're starting with the Tower. We're starting fiery hot with that Tower energy. It's cool. Things can come down. Things can shatter. Things can break. We can rebuild again. Nothing is permanent. But you may be feeling very alone. You may be feeling like you can't communicate or share your emotions with others. Hold on. Let me actually move everybody over here first. Okay, so and also Tower, the Tower card brings that Mars energy. It could be someone like not playing by the rules. You could be hurt by gossip before. We have the Star. So for every Tower, we have the Star. We have a place of healing. We have a place where we can acknowledge the hurt and the pain that we've gone through. Okay. Some of you may, honestly, right off the bat, I'm just going to put this out there. For some of you, this could be a partnership of sorts. With these 2 of Cups being here, it could be a romantic or a business partnership that is kind of like breaking down. And there could have been gossip that was behind it, that someone like stabbed you behind the back, like you spoke your truths and it was used against you. That's for some of you. Because remember, this is still going to be a general reading. Not everything may resonate. Ooh, we've got the Hermit. Very interesting because the Hermit is associated with Virgo energy, and we're still in Virgo season with this full moon. And so at the heart of the matter is just like wanting to be isolated, wanting to be alone. Some of you, like I said, you could have been hurt and you're trying. Oh yeah, we've got the Hanged Man, ruled or associated with Neptune energy, which is the modern ruler of Pisces. Like trying to be more aware. Okay. Definitely this is a very heavy reading, but in the sense that like we already have a lot of major arcana, so it's like overarching themes already being brought into your pile number 2, which means it's a lot about how you react to these changes. Oops, hold on. Ace of Swords, 9 of Wands. Are we missing somebody so far? We're missing Pentacles. Technically we have a little bit of Earth energy with the Hermit, but technically Pentacles. Oh, would you look at that? 4 of Pentacles. Okay, and the card at the bottom of the deck is going to be 2 of Swords. I was about to say Pentacles because I saw that, but that is 2 of Swords. Let me pop these guys back over here so I don't knock the rest of the deck over. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That was just really funny timing. But the Tower isn't truly that scary. It's about a refresher. It's about building down walls being broken down. It's a shock. It's a shock to the system where you're like, I need to hermit. I cannot process this right now. I cannot communicate to the world right now what this is doing to my system. And you're always wondering, is something else going to fall? So is something else going to follow this? Am I ready to get moving? Am I ready for the next step? And it's like defensiveness is going up. For some of you, a choice that has to be made. This is a mental choice. The 2 of Swords is our shadow card, or it's not a shadow, it's like a crowning card. It's the energy that kind of pulses between or behind all of these other cards. Like you can pair it up with the other ones, like a decision about friendship, a decision about your voice or your mental thoughts, you know, just a choice about your healing process. You know, who do you cut out? What direction do you take? What path do you need to be taken? And when your subconscious mind are in this, because the person who's in there, like, they're wearing sunglasses, but typically they would also be blindfolded. And it's like trusting your intuition. You don't have logic behind you. It's going based off of feelings. But we're seeing a lot of protection coming into this. And I say that because we also have this 4 of Pentacles here. Someone who is protecting their goods, protecting their space, protecting their energy, protecting their heart. First off, it is their heart. It's like, okay, you're going to go through pain. Someone who wasn't true to you, someone who may have backstabbed you, and this could also be if you've put trust in yourself and you let yourself down. And it's like you're having a hard time with your own voice, and that's what the Hermit kind of comes in here too. The Hermit is about trusting your voice and your guidance. Do you trust it enough to make the next judgment call? Can you put that faith in yourself? Are you scared of what you can choose from? This is not just about the actions of others. It's about how you react. Just like I was saying before, like with a lot of major arcana cards coming into here, it could be more of like, how do you react to changes from like the Tower card coming in here? Are you blaming yourself for things falling apart even though you had no control in the matter? Things just fall apart because of bad foundations, of about, you know, like things, cracks in the walls that you couldn't see coming there. If you didn't know someone in the friend group was like talking about you behind your back, you didn't know that they didn't have your best interest at heart, you know, and then you're like, I'm just going to live a life of solitude. It's like swinging to the other extreme. The Hanged Man and the Star card are both reflective of like a deep healing process. It's just like the beginning before the end, you know, like you have to go through the hard times, since the Hanged Man happens before the Star in like the order of the major arcana. So it's just like, and also with the Hanged Man, they're asking themselves what it is that you can let go of. This is holding on tight to it like you don't want to, because we have it in reverse. Upright, it's someone who understands what they must give up in order to receive blessings, to not feel hopelessness anymore, to see the light, to realize that some things you can connect back to the divine. These are just tough lessons you've had to learn. And this is what's going to be illuminated for you for this full moon in Pisces. Truths about people's intentions will be coming out. It may make you having to shoot your defenses back up. And it's telling you not to lead a life of aggression. Like, it's okay to be angry and to hold space for that. You know, like these changes, like honor your feelings. It's okay. You know, bad things can happen, and, you know, they will happen. Everything goes in cycles though. Everything is there. You may need more of the Hermit in your life, a guiding force, someone who can talk to you, a group of friends that it might be, like I said, could be very challenging right now of where you're trying to aim this communication. But what you don't want to do with this Ace of Swords, I don't know why I said 8, but Ace of Swords, if you see how the sword is pointed towards like us, it could be like you're pointing the sword towards yourself. It only ends up harming yourself when you try to be in solitude. That Ace, that one, that, you know, you're just trying to do this on your own, communicate only to yourself. And it's like, some of you may need to speak about this to others, to be more open about it, about these changes that you are going through. You know, especially if we're going down from 2 right here. It's going from like 2, like you don't want to be feeling alone. That's where we have the 3. But it's a challenge for you to kind of like break that solitude, to find that hope. Aquarius energy, I'm trying to see. We have Aquarius, we have got Virgo, Mars, I think Neptune. Okay. Just curious. And again, we've got, so we have a fully balanced thing here. It's just, like I said, a lot of major arcana coming in to like get into this full moon. Full moons can be chaotic energy as well, but also they're used for banishing and cleansing. And this is where we're going to see this happen, is that something's going to come in and rock your world, shake it upside down. And for you, it's going to seem like terrible. Like, how could the divine do this to you? You could be also looking at the divine, the stars, the connection. How could spirit, how could the universe have this in store for me? And it's like they're doing this for you. They're knocking down your walls, because this could also, if you think about all these wands being present here with the nine wands, it could be a lot to keep up. Basically, it's a lot. It's challenging for you to bring it down to 1. So like, we're gonna knock some of these down, because you can do better and be more secure. if, for example, you had only 4 things to deal with, you know, like you're going to find life being a lot more easier, being able to be more flexible with your energy, with your time and your space, okay? We're going to still touch base on the tarot, but I am going to bring in some oracle cards. So we're going to push everybody over. Okay. Bringing in the favorite, the crowd favorite, which is the Surrender deck. Wonderful for full moons. You definitely would like to release it on the full moon, like cleanse it under, you know, the full moon, if you think of it that way. As the full moon goes back to a new moon, and then you'll start a new cycle of something else you would like to grow. So we use this cycle to banish things that we don't like this feeling, like with, also with the star, it could be because your viewpoints feel very weird to you, or feel very, not to you, but you feel like it feels weird to other people. They don't see the world like you do. They're not having the spiritual awakening that you are, this enlightenment. That's a big key word with the Hangman, is a form of enlightenment. And right now when it's in reverse, it's like you're ignoring this. You're ignoring signs from above or from around you. You're ignoring your blessings. You're ignoring your spiritual talents as well, because you're grounded in practicality. And so Spirit is asking you to be more open to this, to see the signs, to pour your energy into the collective, to see how, you know, you can be more whole in that way, to align more with your higher self as well. You're in reverse, aren't you? Put you back. Okay, what do you need to surrender? Surrender to inner peace. We have someone just like floating there, which, you know, is kind of like a representation of those 2 cards. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. This just means like have a few quiet moments to yourself, to touch base back with yourself, touch base with your body. You know, what does your body need? Does your body need to relax? Do you feel tense? Do you feel tense right now? Do you need to have a few moments to yourself, you know, and just like to recollect your thoughts so that they don't escape you? Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. This is attached to that star energy. The way you see the world, the way you view it, it's a blend of being practical, like you know how to ground your energy, and then you know how to take it to the next level. Both of these cards are a symbolization of like being open to leveling it up, trusting your intuition more, trusting that inner voice. There's also magic in the mundane. And here's our 3rd card. Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas and how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Surrender to your creativity, and in those silent moments, like when you don't think you're conjuring, or I should say like creating magic, that's when you're surrendering to creativity. That's when you're surrendering to this power, this higher force that is guiding you. So we're like seeing, maybe also for some of you, it's like breaking a connection or a perception that how you had with the spirits, with the divine, with the universe, with your angels, your guides, and it's breaking down those walls to make you more open to it, so you can hear that voice, that mentor that is trying to reach to you. You know, the 3 here, you know, mind, body, and soul becoming one and becoming whole, so that you can move to the next phase. Okay, let me bring in, we're going to bring in some message from a mermaid. I figured since we're dealing with a full moon in Pisces, a little bit of water, extra water energy in this reading would be kind of cool. Let's see. What message from the mermaid is for you? Oh, okay, perfect. Just wanted 2 cards. We have hope and dive deep. So very interesting enough, a card or a word that is associated with the star a lot is hope. Needing hope again, to see the light shining, needing to have that hope that things will get better, to make a wish upon a star. And for you, that's the first step. It's to believe in that magic, that creativity, to unlock that creativity, you know, under this full moon. Pisces is about creativity and inspiration and getting, and also deep diving into your emotions and into the spirit realm as well. When we see these two cards in here, like getting into the ocean and the deep. Okay, and it's like the first step before you can take practical action. Like, you need to believe you can do it. If you don't believe you can do it, you're never going to take those first steps. You're never going to get to that Ace of Swords, that new idea that's going to strike. And it's kind of like this, like, you've seen the world, and this is why we see, like, stubbornness with this. Like, you wanted to go a certain way, and then it didn't happen. And then you kind of get stuck. You feel like everything's falling apart. In reality, you're going to flip this situation around. You have the power with these minor arcana cards to flip it around to be like, all right, I'm going to take what happened here, I'm going to twist it to be into my benefit. You know, I'm going to work with what I have. Okay, let me do our favorite self-care cards. These are really great for inspiration. You can do this on the night of the full moon, night leading up to the full moon, you know, the night after the full moon, or you don't have to do any of these at all. These could just be like inspiration, like I said, like, because we have that surrender to inner peace, like have those moments of inner peace. Maybe there's something in here you can do within that time frame. But just make some time for yourself to dream. First one is clear your energy field. This is, you know, you can use, you can do what they're showing here, which is a smoke cleanse. You can do it with music. You can do it with I think they're called like a simmering pot, where you, like, if you don't like smoke, the scent of smoke, you can just do something that smells, I was thinking like smells like fall, like cinnamon sticks and orange slices and such, in a pot of water on your stove, if you keep track of it. Of course, safety is key here. And, you know, cleanse the house that way. Or music or shouting works too. Burning bowl ritual. On there it says to let go. You need to release things. You might just need to at least journal something, especially if you don't feel safe burning anything. It could be very dangerous, so keep, again, safety in mind. But we're seeing a lot of fire coming in here and cleansing a lot of this, and this is probably attached to that tower energy, you know, needing to cleanse and refresh and rejuvenate before you move on. Okay, we're gonna get one more here. Connect with the earth. For some of you out there, you may want to connect with the earth. This could also mean earth magic. This could also mean, as we see someone like sitting in a field, needing to go into a field. Excuse me. And then, or connecting with crystals, like holding the crystals, holding rocks, that sort of stuff. All right, I am going to end this reading with this deck here. This is more of just like, you know, wise words that you need to hear right now, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here with me for your reading. Again, it's just a friendly reminder. Please make sure to check out the group ritual that I am hosting for this full moon in Pisces. You know, if it sounded interesting to you, just a little reminder to check that out for what we are working on for candle magic and the reading that goes along with it. All that will be linked in the description box below. Okay. We have let go of a fixed plan, allow for am I going to say that right? Being spontaneous and growth. That's how I'm going to have to say it. So allow this to happen, let go of a fixed plan, let things be flexible. We're kind of seeing that as well. Like I said, like I was just saying, like you wanted things to go a certain way and they didn't. This is about you being able to twist it to be, you know, working for you then. Like, how would you switch it around so that it can? Like, what decision do you need to make now because of these changes that happened, okay? To bring that balance back in your favor. All right, thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Please let me know if this reading resonated with you or if it didn't. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful full moon experience. You know, whether you're with me or not, that's absolutely up to you, and that's perfectly fine if you're not. I enjoy that you are here, and I appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. This is the crystal that I paired, which I guess it kind of has like the same smoky tones as this one. Kind of looks green on camera, but it's not really green in person. But, you know, I paired it by color because why not? All right, let me start shuffling these cards. We're going to start with the tarot, and then we're going to bring in some oracle afterwards. Please ignore what probably will happen. That's why I always put this deck as number 3, because it doesn't look too bad so far, but you might start seeing some stains on my hands. Yes, did I edge this deck with an older, which I didn't realize was that old, Crayola marker, and it has haunted me ever since with, you know, leaving stains on my thumbs? Yes. Have I tried fixing it multiple times so I don't have to buy a new deck because I don't want to buy a new deck? I want to keep this one. Yes, I've bought really fancy ones and it still hasn't worked. So if you have a solution to my problem, let me know in the description box below. I would highly appreciate, you know, that. Anyways, we're going to find out what Spirit wants you to know for this full moon in Pisces. What do you... Oh my gosh. It heard me talking smack and was just like, you know what? If you don't want us to be here, we'll leave. Please don't. Please, 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 please don't. I didn't mean it. You're wonderful. Okay, pile number 3. Let's find out what it is that you need to know for this full moon in Pisces, the energy that is of the day, leading up to the day, what it is that might be challenging you, what could be illuminated on this night. Let us find out what it is that Spirit, the divine, the universe, your higher self wants you to know. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Kind of bad. First up, strength. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to rearrange my chair. Okay, strength in reverse. Okay, so you could be having some nightmares, could be having some fears that might be holding you back. We'll just see what else. Page of Pentacles. Okay, challenging. Right off the bat, just even with these 2 cards right here, you could be trying to learn something, a new skill, but like fear of not knowing or being perfect at it at like right in the beginning could be holding you back. We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, needing some structure but also flexibility, knowing not everything is going to go right and having to acknowledge the fact that you're not going to master this skill or this knowledge right off the bat there, or right away. Page of Wands, but they're all upright. And then we have the Magician in reverse. Also should point out, with strength brings in some Leo energy. So if you have Leo placements, or feel like if you think about like this being reversed, it's like lacking confidence, lacking confidence in your abilities. And the Magician is also connected to Mercury, the planet Mercury, which rules over both Virgo, which we're in Virgo season, and Gemini energy, communicators, you know, trying to gather your resources. What resources are you missing? And this could be Pentacles that you feel like you don't have, material wealth, like the knowledge you want to gain, or like you have the passion, the desire for this. With the Page of Wands, like the willingness to learn and be like, I'm gonna go completely into this, diving right on in for like all this this knowledge that I want. But the Page of Pentacles might be like, you need money to do so, and this is where we're having the issue. Then we have the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So I associate the King of Swords with Aquarius energy. Of course, it could also be Gemini and Libra, the other 2 signs. But specifically, I have the King of Swords with Aquarius because it's the fixed sign, okay? It tries to keep things, as the King would, keep things stable, keep things disciplined. However, with the King of Swords, there is no flexibility in a way. Like, they don't like change very much. But we have the 4 of Swords. Like, some things have to change, and you have to be mature about that change, and you've got to go about these things in a new way. There's a new way to get this information that you seek. A new thought, and also your thoughts needing to conquer over your fears. Look at things from a different perspective. Oh shoot, that's too many cards. Too many cards. Although it's funny, we have another page that was trying to come out there, but we have too many cards there. 5 of Swords. And oh, we have a card that was already in reverse. We're gonna pop that, or in reverse, flipped over. Okay, Nine of Swords. Okay, yeah, nightmares. And we're going to have that extra card pop in, and the Queen of Cups. We're missing a knight, but that's okay. We got the Lover's card at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to pop that in there. Very interesting because that is Gemini energy. And the Queen of Cups I associate with Cancer energy. It could also be Scorpio or Pisces, but specifically I associate this with the sign of Cancer. Okay, that nurturing energy, a creator, a manifester energy of that queen who's trying to manifest and create something that is beauty. But we're seeing a lot of dilemma between mind and the heart then, and we're seeing that. Excuse me. Like someone who's trying to be very practical but is not allowing creativity. Where we're seeing this constraint. When we see the Five of Swords, we're seeing kind of like that battle. Okay, because like even portrayed right into here, we have someone like who's getting backstabbed, like they're trapped and they're getting backstabbed into there. Can they see the culprit? You know, like this is where we're seeing someone who might be twisting things, someone who may be so. But another thing to bring up for this full moon in Pisces, Pisces is ruled by, the modern day ruler is Neptune, which is the planet of illusions and dreams and fantasies. And the challenge for you may be actually being able to be more aware of these challenges. Okay, that'll be present to you. So I was just like in a mid-thought and I was like, did I say that out loud? Overall, what we're seeing here is nightmares because thoughts are becoming out of control. They're getting to the point of where fears are taking over. So we need to illuminate these fears and find out what is driving them. What is the force behind them? Are they not allowing you to like sleep peacefully at night? With the Queen of Cups, that Cancer energy speaks of home. It speaks of having like a nurturing an environment where you can sleep peacefully at night, like literally like your bed, is it made, is there enough pillows, blankets, are you cold enough, do you have a glass of water next to your bed if you need it in the middle of the night, like, you know, that sort of stuff. Like making sure you try to have a sleeping schedule ready for you to go to sleep, like a nighttime routine. You know, that's a mature way to deal with that problem, especially, you know, going to bed early if you need to rationalize before you can even begin to rationalize your fears, and understand that you just need to have that period of rest. Pisces is also associated with like, hey, take more naps. It's okay to take some more naps. Okay, and the Lover's card is the card that's kind of pushing everything behind the other cards here. It's our crowning card. The Lovers, like I said, connects with Gemini. You might be having issues communicating your needs, wants, your love. You could be seeing, some of you might be in a partnership, and when we see like a queen and a king being present, and they're both in this direction. I know we had an extra one here. It's just I wanted to make sure it's still flipping through the deck. And maybe not be seeing eye to eye. Someone's acting, and like this could also be like a version like of yourself, like your heart, like I said, your heart and your head are not seeing eye to eye. Like, you know, you're going based off of intuition, or you don't want to go based off intuition. You want to be more rational about things, but you're taking it to an extreme, and it's like, okay, we need to bring it back down and understand sometimes you just feel things the way that they are. You're highly intuitive, or you need to acknowledge this intuition and not cast it aside because you have no, you know, reason for it. Sorry, I'm just looking at my other fingers and I'm like, that really got everywhere. Okay, don't get distracted. Get back to the reading. Let me see what else is here. We're missing, we're not missing, wait, we don't have wands. We got Page of Wands, yeah. Do we have anyone? We have a lot of swords. So like I said, a lot of things on the mind. Maybe having with the Magician. Did I say this before? I'm going to bring this up again just to make sure it covered it. With the Magician and the Five of Swords being here, and that Page of Pentacles, someone who might be trying to be a trickster. Sometimes when the Magician is in reverse, it's in a symbolization of a trickster, and they're trying to find out like where you're gullible. They're trying to figure out, like, you know, because we have the backstabbing taking present with this card, and specifically right here. Where you're gullible, where your weak spots are, and they can do it very easily because they're very good at communicating. Your job is to like trust your intuition about this person who kind of gives you these weird feelings, like when you can feel that they're not being sincere, and you feel like this could also be like something like they want something from you, and it could be material, it could be money, it could be time. They're trying to trick you because they want you to do something only for them. It's not because they want to give it back to you. They don't want to give anything. They may be telling you false promises, especially with the Lovers card being into there. This could be someone very close to you. This could be someone, like I was saying, partnership, the duality between a king and a queen in the same reading here. You know, it could be in the family as well. Family members. It could be a father-like figure, a mother-like figure, a parental figure. And it's like, this is tough love for you, to put those boundaries up, to like hold this sword. This is the sword of truth. This has also been known as a sword Excalibur. You know, it's a sword of truth. It's a sword of like cutting and setting yourself free, seeing things with new eyes, breaking these illusions, not being gullible anymore, not thinking like it's not having a hardness within you to be like, you know, that's why we see these two cards here as well. It's not to make you, you know, giving you a heart of stone, to let your mind take over, because if your mind takes over, nightmares ensue, because you're always so fearful of what's going to happen next, who this next person, if you meet this next person, or is this other person going to treat you the same way as what, you know, the past. You know, you're afraid of this cycle. It's about you breaking this cycle and breaking these illusions and breaking these realms of fantasy of like, you know, you seeing things through rose-colored glasses, and it's like, no longer, we're done with that. We're going to see things and see the people for who they are. Realize past habits so that you can have a better time for yourself and see to your own needs, okay? So love is hard with the Gemini, or the Lovers card being reversed. Love is hard, and for some of you, this is about you and a connection with your higher self, like making sure you're like enthusiastic about what it is that you want to learn, having fire and air work with you, you know, to ignite that fire, to begin, and not be scared of where it can take you, to see like these passions that can, even if you don't have all the resources in front of you, you can find the resources. The Page of Pentacles is very, very resourceful. They know what they have to do to get like things going. They do understand, and that's why we have a king being present here though too, is that things are going to take time. So do not neglect your own needs, your physical needs or your mental needs, you know, your emotional needs, because you're waiting for something else to happen. Like, I won't do this until this happens. And it's like, don't neglect yourself. You know, you're trying to create something that is beautiful. The Queen of Cups also brings into mind of, don't worry about other people are doing. You know, like, don't have fears, like with that Strength card. Like, if you're like, I don't have confidence because so-and-so is doing it better. Well, so-and-so been doing it better because they've been doing it longer than you. You know, like, people can also, what I'm seeing there too, is people portray what they want, or they show people what they're only willing to share on social media. So, like, take that for what it is. I'm moving everything over because I'm going to be bringing some Oracle cards in, if you're wondering why, if you've never seen these videos before. We're going to bring oracles. I need the space over here. So yeah, so it's like, take care of your space, take care of yourself, and don't compare the beauty that you're bringing in, the new perspective you have. Because the Queen of Cups is currently creating the most beautiful cup in all of the tarot. You know, she has the most beautiful, she knows how to curate it and take care of it, but she needs to take care of herself too. And so that's a sign for you to take care of yourself. We'll touch back with the tarot, but we're going to bring in some oracle cards. This is a favorite. These are surrender cards. This can tell you what you need to surrender under this full moon to bring in more blessings. Gotta make space for the new by getting rid of the old and unwanted things that don't suit you any longer. Okay. Oh, you got a lot here, but it's okay. Surrender to rest and sleep. We're just talking about that as I'm touching base with this again. Right here, it's like, you need to have surrender. You need to have sleep. You need to surrender. You need to surrender to rest and sleep. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your body, mind, and spirit. Okay? Think of that as well when we see like the Gemini card. Oh my god, the Lovers card, yes. But we have 1, 2, and 3 figures into here. Mind, body, and soul. It's kind of what it's insinuating. Also, now that I think about it, I'm seeing it now. Pentacles. I know we don't have a knight, but we've got pentacles, wands, swords, and cups. It's like a full house being present right here. Like seeing we're all, like your resources seem very scattered. It's because they're at different levels. Like your intuition, emotions, like emotional intelligence, it's there, but it's like neglecting your own needs for others when we see this card here. That's why we see like backstabbing and whatnot happening. And then but we have like your thoughts, like you can get like mentally like overstimulated, like if you get too many thoughts. But when you're at your peak, you're at your peak, the way you can see things. And when you like have like a destination in mind, or you're like, this is where I want to go, like you've thought it out, you stick with it. Like an invitation to like trust that process, that you know what you're doing. But where you may be feeling like you're beginning is either a money, material, research realm, and like getting your passions in order. And this is where we're seeing like, because I bring that up because the magician has all of the suits like right there on their table right there. You'll see like all the wands, swords, pentacles, and cups being present. And it's like, this is where they feel scattered. They're not at the same level, and that might bother you. And that's what brings you fear, because you feel like they all need to be here. And it's like, it's not true. They can be at different levels. They're going to be at different levels. It's okay. You know, you know how to work with what you got. Okay, then we have surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. In an order of, like I said, surrendering to rest and sleep can surrender procrastination, because you've given yourself that time to rest, to rejuvenate. Surrender stress. I know, it's easier said than done. I'll explain to it after I read it. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. This is so easier, said than done, when it's like, just surrender stress, like just get rid of your stress. Isn't that easy to do? Like, of course, if it was that easy, everyone would just do it. But this is more of like, surrender stress in the moment, so that you can see, hey, touching in with your body. Are you tired? Do you need rest? Do you need to sleep? Are you ready to take more action? Do you need to get some water? Need to hydrate? The Queen of Cups, like make sure you take care of your hygiene. You drink your water, take your medications. There's a little reminder and all that, like taking care of that. Walk away, stretch your legs, that sort of stuff. Take care of your hands, that sort of things. That's what that moment means of surrender stress. Also, it could just mean like you need meditation, like just to not think about your problems so that you can better handle them. Because if you try to force to fix it, it could actually lead to more problems, especially if you don't know how to fix it, like right off, like you're just like, I'm having a struggle, like trying to figure out how to fix this problem. It's like, just walk away from it. Just for right now, you'll come back to it, but you need to clear your mind first. Then we have surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. This is kind of in tune again with that surrender stress card. It's more about surrender negative thinking. Some people do have control of their thoughts, and some thoughts can just be very stubborn and will not leave, as we can see. With the King of Swords being there, that sometimes some thoughts can become overbearing when you think you have it under control and then you don't. And it's like, okay, as long as you're becoming aware of when it becomes uncontrollable, like when you're escaping into your thoughts and your mind and stuff, are you aware of when you're doing that? Are you aware of when you're having negative thinking arise, that you can see that it's a problem that you need to go get help, like professional help with? Or is it somewhere, is it something you're able to handle? Like, this is where you're touching base, and this is when you're trying to figure things out. And this is where it's like, sleep on it, then you take action on it the next morning. Okay. And we're using this, we're going to get a message or two from the mermaids. I figured we use this deck, this oracle deck, because like mermaids, the sea, dealing with Pisces energy, I thought it fit perfectly. So let's find out what message from the mermaids we have. We have one, we have two, and we have two. We have magic. Very interesting. We have magic because it's the magician who's trying to create magic, trying to get their resources in order. You may want to practice magic the night of the full moon. It could be sea magic specifically, or just water magic. And then we have light. And this is having hope. This is seeing the light under the moonlight. Can be dealing with moon magic as well with that full moonlight, a guiding light. So you see a lighthouse in the background, dealing with light, lighting up your world. Like, what would it take to light it up when you feel like a lot of the pressure is being on you? Okay. All right, we're going to do some self-care cards. This is self-care cards that you can do, you know, this is just like mostly like inspiration. You can do this the night of the full moon. You can do some of them, you can do none of them. You know, they could just be inspiration. So when you take this time for yourself, for some of you, going to bed early on the night of the full moon is going to be enough self-care for you. Just going to bed early. You know, be one with your dreams. What is it that you're dreaming about? If you're having nightmares as well, you may be wanting to do maybe something with magic, like something to kind of cleanse the energy around you, to cleanse your bed, and have something. There's also things you can do, like little like pouches filled with herbs and such that you can put under your bed, whatever you feel called to do. If perhaps you're having a lot of nightmares, I'm also seeing someone maybe wanting to put a nightlight up. You know what? That's fine. Go back to the basics. When you are feeling scared, you're having a lot of nightmares, go back to the basics. Some of us, when we were children, had to put a light on in the closet or in the room. It's fine. We have rest. That was basically what we were talking about. First card is rest. You need to go to bed early. Sweet treats. Maybe some nice sweet treats, some nice fruit, maybe chocolate-covered strawberries. Okay, we have got enough there. Making a sweet treat. I just made cookies, so that's on my mind right now. Maybe some cookies, some cupcakes, some muffins. Indulging in some of that for some sweet dreams. And then we have use your hands, getting hands-on on a project, getting creative to lose your mind and thought into something that you can build, you can hold, just like the Queen of Cups says to do. Like literally, you could be wanting to build a cup, like make a cup with your hands. And then we have drink tea. So then maybe you want to drink out of that cup. You make a cup that's safe enough to drink out of, you know, and drink some tea, drink some water, hydrate. Again, drinking tea, drinking out of the cup. Refilling your own cup is a very strong symbol here. Filling up your own cup and not having to put that onto somebody else. That is something that you're doing for yourself. All right, I'm going to end this reading with these wise words. These are words like the universe would want you to hear right now. Close to affirmations. Thank you again for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Please make sure, just as a little friendly reminder, to check out the description box if you are interested in the group full moon ritual in Pisces that I'm hosting on the night of the full moon, dealing with the magic I am doing that night. All the information will be in the description box and a link to my Ko-fi shop if you would like more information about that. So please make sure to check it out if it sounds like something you're interested in. All right, that was quick. That was good. What wise words do you need to hear from the universe? We have be authentic. Your way is the only way for you. And that screams the King of Swords. Okay? Be authentic to yourself the way you see things. Don't let other people try to push you or judge, you know, have that judgment that you judge also yourself to others. This is about you and you alone. Okay? Thank you so much for being here, pile number 3. I truly do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful full moon in Pisces experience, whether it's with me or whatever you're doing for your own night. Please drop me a comment letting me know, you know, if this reading resonated with you or not. I truly do appreciate the comments and for you being here with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy time zones, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.